Hi, I'm Kevin Byrne, and here's an update on the foundation that we founded some 8 years ago. Originally, it was called the Checkatrade Foundation, and as Checkatrade changed hands, we had to change the name. Firstly, my apologies on not offering an update sooner. Max has asked me to do this now, which has prompted me to come forward with an update. So again, apologies for not bringing this sooner. I should have done. But for those that don't know, I just want to tell you how the foundation started. It was about 8 years ago in 2010 when myself and one of my daughters, Anna, we visited Nepal and we went to Kathmandu, and we went to a hostel which was run by a pastor called Raju. And towards the end of the day, some of the Bardi girls, the girls that were being looked after in this hostel, one of them came forward. She was probably in her late teens, 18, 19, and she gave her testimony on video. And I showed this video to my team in Checkatrade. And she explained how at the age of 12 she was sold into the sex trade, and then eventually she was rescued from the sex trade by Raju. But during that period of time, she'd had two children, two boys. Anyway, that video that I showed to the team had quite a bigger effect because over the coming day, many people came to see me in my office saying, Kev, some of them, really emotional. Kev, how can we help that girl get her children back? And that was like, wow, how could we possibly do that? No one knew where their kids were. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I went back to the team after speaking to Raju and said, look, it's all down to money, guys. If we want to help this young girl get her kids back, we're going to have to go and buy them from the brothel that she escaped from. But on top of that, once they're rescued, there's a monthly commitment. So straight away, the generosity of the Checkatrade team was so evident. Over £2,000 was pledged there and then. More importantly, for ongoing support, there was £300 offered. And that was the start of the foundation. And that was the reason why payroll giving was brought into Checkatrade. So there was a vehicle to effectively, tax-wise, to give money to this cause. So that's how it started, and it's still going today. My update as far as the money that we're giving for that cause is very simple. Every penny that people were giving 8 years ago and are still giving today goes to the funding of those girls. It goes primarily to pay the rent of one of the hostels. But on top of that, occasionally Raju will come and say, Kev, we're in dire need of some new beds. We're in dire need of some medical equipment. We need some more educational equipment. And if the money's there, we will give it. So for every single person that started to give 8 years ago and is still giving to this foundation, I just want to say thank you so much. It means so much. A pound over here doesn't go very far, but a pound in Kathmandu would go 30 times as far. So what's happened apart from that? Well, we all know Checkatrade is owned now by different people. And at the time, we talked about the Checkatrade Foundation, and HomeServe have got their own commitments, their own vision for charity, which is fantastic, and that's all fine, and really didn't want to share in the Checkatrade Foundation as it was. So they said, Kev, if you want to continue that, you're going to have to change the name. So we only had literally a few days to come up with a name, and it wasn't long enough for us to think it through. And regrettably, we called it the Byrne Family Foundation. If anyone's got an idea for a great name for this charity, I'd really, really be grateful if you would message me and just put your ideas forward, because we're very, very willing and wanting to change the name of the charity. But there's other things that we've started to get involved in. For those of you that don't know, the charity, the Checkatrade Foundation, actually owned a percentage of Checkatrade. I gave that percentage to the charity. So when Checkatrade was sold, there was some money went into the charity, which is fantastic. And that money is being used to do several things. The first one is, and many of you will be aware of it, it's called Hope House. Hope House is in Bangladesh, in a place called Jessore, and it's rescued about 72 children from the streets. If you don't know, if you're a street child in Dhaka, you've got a good chance of being taken. And the people that will take you are taking you for your body parts, for your liver, for your kidneys, etc. And then your body's discarded. If you're a girl, there's a good chance you're taken and sold to a brothel. If you're a street kid in Dhaka, you've really got virtually zero hope of any form of decent life whatsoever. So Hope House has rescued 72, and the foundation are supporting that and helping it. And to date, we're now covering about the costs of about 42 children, and it's only £300 a year. Maybe, just maybe, there's a department in Checkatrade that would say, hey, let's sponsor a child, and somehow £300 a year, divide that by 52 weeks, it's not a great deal of money, but I'll leave that thought with you. On top of that, what the Byrne Family Foundation is doing is that we are helping schools. In fact, we're completely 100% funding 4 schools in some of the outskirts of Jessore. Collectively, 650, 660 children between the ages of 4 and 16. These children are the first family members in their entire family generations that are getting an education. Simply outstanding. What kind of difference is education going to be making to those children and to those children's families? It's just immense. So I'll round off by saying, those of you that have been giving to the foundation for so many years, thank you so much. Your money is going to exactly the same place. There are no administration costs taking out. If you give £10, that £10 is going to these girls that have been rescued from the sex trade. I'm going to finish now by saying if anyone's got any concerns, any questions, would like to start supporting Checkatrade, both financially or in any other way that you feel you can, please message me on Facebook and I'll come back to you straight away. I'm going to put a few photographs up now, should be self-explanatory. I'm also going to dig out the clip, the original clip 8 years ago of this Bardi girl giving a minute's testimony of her life. So there you go. My name's Kevin, if you don't know, and I just want to say thank you for watching this, and thank you for supporting some of the things that I personally feel very strongly about. Bye for now.